Hello, my friends. I want to share a story with you today. It's an old tale, and like all great stories, it has something to teach us. Something about ourselves. It's called The Empty Boat. A Zen master was taking a solitary journey across a river in a small boat. The water was calm, and the silence was serene, filling him with peace. As he sat in stillness, his meditation deepened, bringing a sense of oneness with everything around him. Suddenly, he felt a hard bump against his boat. He was disturbed and felt angry, but he still continued his meditation. Few moments later, he felt another hard bump against his boat. His eyes flew open, and he was overcome with anger, assuming another boat had carelessly collided with him. He was about to shout at the other boatman when he realized there was no one in the other boat. It was empty, simply drifting along with the current. Now let's think about this. When the Zen master saw the boat was empty, his anger, it disappeared, didn't it? With no one to blame, he had no reason to feel that surge of irritation. And yet, if there had been someone in the boat, you might have carried that anger forward, created a story around it, made it personal. This story, while simple, reveals something profound about our human nature. Many times in life, things bump into us. An unkind word, a bad day, a mistake someone else makes. We react automatically, thinking someone or something is to blame. But what if we saw each of these moments as an empty boat? Imagine for a moment that the situations and people in our lives that trigger us, that cause us pain or frustration, are like that empty boat. These moments often have nothing to do with us personally. Often, people are just going about their own lives, just as we are, dealing with their own burdens, struggles, and challenges. They're not always crashing into us with intent. When we start to see things this way, a strange thing happens. We begin to let go. It's like taking a breath of fresh air. Suddenly, life feels a little lighter. Because when we stop attaching our own narratives, our own stories of blame and judgment, we realize most things aren't so personal after all. But here's the challenge. When the boat does bump into us, we have to remind ourselves. Pause. Ask, is this really about me? Often, you'll find it's not. Maybe someone was having a rough day, maybe they didn't even see your boat there. Maybe, just maybe, it's simply an empty boat. As we go through our day, we face countless interactions, countless opportunities to feel hurt, offended, or annoyed. The empty boat reminds us that we have a choice. We can be swept up in the current of our reactions, or we can learn to just let it pass by, just as an empty boat does, drifting down the river without attachment or intent. And here's a little practice I want to share with you. The next time you feel anger or irritation rising, stop. Take a breath. Picture that empty boat. Ask yourself, who am I really mad at? You might find in that quiet space that there's no one to blame and nothing worth holding on to. Because life is too short, my friends, to fill it with heavy burdens. By learning to let go, to see empty boats in the places we once saw enemies, we create a life of peace, a life where we float gently without all the weight we once carried. So as you go about your day, I invite you to look for the empty boats. Let them remind you to let go, to be gentle with yourself and others. And the next time you feel the bump of life's challenges, remember, you always have the choice to release it, to let it drift as an empty boat down the river. Thank you for joining me today. If you found this story meaningful, consider sharing it with someone who may need this reminder too. And remember to subscribe for more stories and life lessons. Let's create a ripple of peace, one empty boat at a time.